Hey everybody, it's BJ from Yard Breather Outdoors. Thanks for stopping by. It's Sunday, March 26, 2018, and we're coming to you from my place, Preacher's Hunt and Fish Inn. What we're going to do today is we're going to discuss hunting trips. Now, I understand that a lot of us have walleyes on the brain right now. The spring turkey season's coming up. We got camping trips coming up this summer, not to mention those summer fishing trips. But if you're planning a hunting trip, right now is the time to be putting the fishing touches on that. In particular, what we're going to talk about today is a trip that I take every year, is going to North Dakota to hunt waterfowl and upland game birds. I'm going to offer you some tips, some tricks, some nice snow things to help get your ducks in a row for that upcoming trip, so stick around. So, if you were to come to me and say, hey BJ, I'm thinking about going on a hunting trip for ducks and geese this fall, what are some of the destinations that you would suggest? I'm going to give you a handful at the top of my list, but rest assured at the top of the list, the very top of the list is going to be North Dakota, and rightfully so. North Dakota is smack dab in the middle of the Prairie Pothole region, which is basically 276,000 square miles of marshes, sloughs, grasslands, prairies, and small ponds that are responsible for a large percentage of the continental population of waterfowl, at least on our side of the hemisphere. This is going to be my 6th year going, and I'm going to tell you, it gets better and better every year simply because of the fact that I'm getting better at going to North Dakota. Simply stated, there's some things that I've learned along the way, some tips, some tricks, and hopefully I can offer them to you. So the first thing you need to keep in mind is you need to do some research. Okay. The other thing is that you need to start your research now, because you don't want to be doing this in, say, June, okay, or July, because housing is going to be all booked up. We're going to get to that in a moment. That's on down the line. But the first thing you're going to want to do is do that research by jumping online and going to www.ndtourism.com. And I'll put that address up at the end of the video. Once you're on that site, you're going to go in the upper right-hand corner, and you're going to want to click on Maps and Guides. Once you click on that, another page is going to come up, and it's going to ask you to put your name, your address, and then what's going to do down on the bottom is there's about 6 to 9 different brochures that you can choose from. Now, in this instance, the ones you're going to want to choose on are the 2018 Hunting and Fishing Guide. There's also some housing brochures, and there's some maps that you're going to want to click on, and then finally something I think that's new this year is the Regional Hunting and Fishing Guide. So you're going to want to click on those. Once you've chosen those, okay, you're going to want to hit submit, and then in a couple weeks you should receive something like this, the 2018 Hunting and Fishing Guide. Now, this is 2015, but rest assured I've been getting these for a while now, and they don't change too much. But in this guide, you're going to want to move ahead actually to the hunting section in the middle here, and it's going to give you a bunch of information. In particular, just some general expectations and things to keep in mind about hunting in North Dakota, and then you can page along to the area in specific that you're interested in. We're talking waterfowl hunting, so you can go right here, and the nice thing about this, it's going to tell you what you need for licenses, how much it should cost, and the dates and all that. So the other thing you need to do then is jump online and go to North Dakota's Game and Fish Department, and we're going to go take a look at that website right now. All right, so the next bit of the research you're going to want to do is going on North Dakota's Game and Fish Department website, and that's, you're going to want to look in gf.nd.gov, and again, I'll put that up at the end of the video. So once you're on there, then what you're going to want to do is click on hunting and trapping, and again, we're just looking for more information on the season. What this is going to do is give you tentative dates, okay, when the season is. Okay, so we're out here, we're going to look at waterfowl. So you're going to click on waterfowl here, and let's just go ahead and choose ducks, all right? And then here you're going to scroll down. Because we're non-residents, all right, it's going to talk about the units that you're going to hunt in, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. That's kind of inconsequential at the moment, but it's showing here, it's a tentative date that the non-resident regular season opens up September 29th, 2018. Again, we'll talk about that stuff. You're in the research mode. All right, so you may say to yourself, okay, I've got a date in there, I've got time. We'll talk about licenses. Okay, we need to buy a license. All you need to do is go back up on the right side here, click on licensing, And it's going to take you to basically the area you need to go here to purchase the licenses that you need. The nice thing about the state of North Dakota is they make it real simple, and you can buy your licenses online, and what they'll do is they'll actually email it back to you in a PDF form. You can save it, you can print it off, and there's no need for running all over the place. So let's take a moment here then to get away the computer screen and talk a little bit about what you're going to need for a license as a non-resident to hunt waterfowl and upland birds in North Dakota. So we've talked about where to get our license and how to buy them. We need to now talk about what licenses we need. Okay, so the first thing we need to purchase is a fish hunting and fur bearing certificate for $2. We need to purchase a general game and habitat license for $20. And now, because we do not reside in North Dakota, we need to purchase a non-resident license. So there's two ways we can do this. Now bear with me. Number one, the state of North Dakota is separated into 3 waterfowl management zones, zone 1, 2, and 3. We can buy a license which restricts us to a 2-zone combination of the 3 zones. So we have to choose a combination of either zone 1 and 3, hunting zone 2 and 3, or zone 1 and 2. Okay? How do we decide that? Well, we need to pay attention on the map to where we're hunting, where we're basing our camp out of, and then we predicate our zone choice by where we're staying at. Okay. However, if we decide that we want to hunt the entire state, we can choose a statewide license. Now, the difference between the two is that the zone-specific license is $100. The statewide license is $150. All right. Now, as non-residents, the state of North Dakota allows us to hunt no more than 14 days. So our license can be broken down into 2 ways beyond that. We can either choose to hunt a straight run of 14 days, or we can break that 14-day season up into 2 7-day periods. So simply stated, if I want to go out to North Dakota and I want to hunt October 1st through the 14th, I'm marking 1 to the 14th. However, if I want to make 2 trips out there, let's say I want to hunt opening day of the non-resident season, I can hunt opening day, the first 7 days of that opening day period, and then I can choose to come back a couple weeks later and hunt another run of 7 days. So there's that option. Another thing to keep in mind where licensing is concerned, and this is more towards young people. The state of North Dakota has made it that if you are under the age of 16 and you want to hunt waterfowl, you do not need to purchase that waterfowl license. However, you still need to purchase that general game and habitat license and that fish hunting and fur bearing certificate. So that makes it cost effective and more, I guess, attractive to young people. Also along the same lines too, when you purchase your license, North Dakota is going to ask you to enter your hunter safety number, okay? So try and dig that up and have that available for when you purchase your license, because they're going to want to keep that on file. Now, moving forward, hopefully that wasn't too confusing. Moving forward, you also have to possess a federal duck stamp for $25. Now, if you're hunting waterfowl in another state already, you should already have that. But if you haven't hunted anywhere yet for waterfowl, you still have to buy that permit. Speaking of permits, North Dakota offers some unique hunting experiences. One of those unique hunting experiences where waterfowl is concerned is hunting swans. A swan permit, to apply for one, is $10. Okay, now this is how this all works. The state has a certain number of permits that are available to hunt tundra swans. So if you put your name in and you apply for one, more often than not you're going to get one. Now, usually what happens is the number of permits available are more than the number of people who apply. So if you choose not to apply for one, there's still an opportunity to buy one over the counter in the form of surplus permits that are not spoken for. But what I'm going to tell you is that those permits don't stick around very long. So my suggestion to you is if you really want that license, go in and apply for it. Usually the application period starts in late August, early September. And if there are any surplus permits available for swans, North Dakota's website will let you know when that opportunity is to buy them over the counter. Another unique opportunity that North Dakota offers us is the ability to hunt cranes, sandhill cranes. There's no application, there's no there's no raffle or anything like that. you can just buy it over the counter for $30. That's a standard fee for whether you are a resident or a non-resident. Finally, where hunting upland birds is concerned, since you've already purchased that fish hunt and fur bearing certificate and the general game and habitat license, all you'd have to purchase after that would have to be a non-resident upland bird license. Okay, that non-resident license is $100. Keep in mind, though, we are still, as non-residents, restricted to a 14-day period, so we can either run a straight 14 days or we can hunt 2 7-day periods. So when you bring all those numbers together, as an adult, it's not going to cost you more than about $250 to hunt upland birds and waterfowl, along with swans and perhaps sandhill cranes in the state of North Dakota. So considering what other states charge non-residents to pursue game in their state, it's pretty reasonable. All right, so now that we know what licenses we need, let's talk about some other things that we need to get together and know about to hunt waterfowl and upland birds in North Dakota.